What if I told you the fastest way to flatten senior belly fat doesn't involve sit-ups, walking miles, or giving up your favorite foods? In fact, this 5-minute habit has been quietly used in European stroke clinics to boost balance, shrink belly fat, and even improve digestion. It's not a supplement, it's not a diet, but it triggers something deep in your body's core that most seniors ignore, and that's the real reason fat sticks to your middle like glue after 60. Let me show you how it works, starting today. For most seniors, belly fat isn't just about looks. It's about how it makes you feel: heavy, sluggish, stiff. But here's what most people don't realize: that sagging belly is rarely just fat. It's inflammation. It's slowed lymph flow. It's a silent backup of metabolic waste that your body used to flush out easily, but can't anymore. You see, after 60, your metabolism doesn't just slow down. Your cells stop listening to insulin the way they once did. That means more sugar floating in your bloodstream, more fat sent straight to your waist, and more stress hormones locking it in place like glue. But here's the real problem, and the part most doctors never explain. The muscles under that belly? They've gone to sleep. When you were younger, your core muscles fired automatically. They stabilized your spine, supported your balance, and kept your digestive system moving. But as we age and sit more, those muscles go silent, and when your core goes quiet, everything else suffers. Digestion slows, posture slumps, belly fat spreads. I once treated a 72-year-old woman named Gloria. She wasn't overweight, but she carried a soft pouch of belly fat she couldn't shake. She walked every day, ate light meals, and avoided sugar. But nothing worked. She was frustrated, embarrassed, and ready to give up. We tried something new, just 5 minutes a day. No weights, no equipment, just a simple daily activation that targeted her core from the inside out. I told her, this isn't exercise, it's reawakening. And within 3 weeks, her belly tightened. Her pants fit differently. She stood taller. Even her acid reflux improved. This isn't a gimmick. It's science. Because the muscles deep in your belly, your transverse abdominis, your pelvic floor, and your diaphragm are directly linked to fat metabolism. When they're weak, your body stores fat. When they're active, your metabolism gets a signal. Burn it, use it, move it. And here's the best part. You don't need to lie on the floor or do a single crunch. In fact, some of the most powerful belly flattening moves for seniors are done sitting, standing, or even lying in bed. It's not about strain, it's about precision. Just 5 minutes a day of slow, focused movement can activate the nerve muscle pathways that reignite your metabolism, flatten your belly, and even improve bowel movements. Because this isn't about weight loss in the traditional sense. It's about circulation, lymph drainage, hormonal reset, and restoring the body's ability to move energy through the core instead of letting it settle like sludge under your skin. So, if your belly fat hasn't budged in years, if you feel like nothing works anymore, I'm telling you now, it's not your fault. The real solution isn't another walk, another salad, or another pill. It's inside your body right now, waiting to be switched back on. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to do it. But first, let me walk you through the exact reasons senior belly fat becomes so dangerous, and how this daily 5-minute reset may actually protect your brain, your liver, and your heart. Belly fat in seniors isn't just extra weight. It's often a warning sign, a red flag waving from inside the body. And the scariest part? You might feel fine. No pain, no symptoms. But beneath the surface, silent damage could already be underway. Let me explain what I mean. Unlike the fat that sits under your skin, what doctors call subcutaneous fat, the kind of fat that builds up around your belly is often visceral fat. That's the fat that wraps itself around your organs, your liver, your intestines, even your heart. And it's not just sitting there. It's active. It releases chemicals, pro-inflammatory compounds, that silently attack your blood vessels, mess with your hormones, and accelerate aging at a cellular level. That's why seniors with belly fat are at higher risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even memory loss. I had a patient once, Roger, 76 years old, retired mechanic, strong hands, big laugh. He came in for shoulder pain, but something else caught my eye. His gut wasn't huge, but it was hard, firm, not the kind of fat you could pinch. I asked him about his sleep. Tossing and turning, he said. Feel tired when I wake up. His blood pressure? A little high. His fasting sugar? Elevated. He hadn't changed his diet in years, but the weight was creeping into his middle. And it wasn't just weight, it was warning. We ran a scan. His liver showed early signs of fat accumulation. His blood vessels were stiffening. His cortisol, the body's stress hormone, was elevated, even though he felt calm. That's the thing with belly fat after 60. You can feel healthy until something breaks. A clot, a heart rhythm, a sudden fall. It doesn't send a signal. It sends a crisis. But here's what's hopeful. Belly fat is also one of the first areas where seniors see change if you target the root. And that root? It's not just food. It's not just walking. It's activation of your internal engine, your core musculature and lymphatic pump system. Because when those systems fall asleep, your body becomes a swamp. Blood slows, toxins build, hormones misfire. But when you bring those systems back online, even gently, your body starts flushing the buildup, melting fat not just from the outside, but from the inside. That's what the 5-minute daily habit is designed to do. It's not a workout, it's a reset button. By using controlled breath work, posture alignment, and soft contractions of deep core muscles, this habit does 3 powerful things. It drains stagnant lymph fluid, the stuff that causes bloating and inflammation. It boosts blood circulation to your digestive tract, speeding up metabolism and nutrient delivery. And most importantly, it lowers cortisol, your fat-locking stress hormone, so your body can finally let go of stubborn weight safely. Roger started doing the 5-minute sequence every morning after brushing his teeth. No sweat, no jumping, just 5 focused minutes. Within 30 days, his belly felt looser, his pants fit better, and his blood pressure dropped, not from medication, but from movement. He told me, "Doc, it's like my whole body exhaled for the first time in years." That's what this is about. Not just flattening your belly, but relieving the pressure on your heart, your liver, your brain. Because when your middle is inflamed, your entire body is under silent stress. But when it's released, when your core breathes again, everything improves: sleep, energy, digestion, even confidence. And you don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer to make it happen. You just need 5 minutes and the right habit. Coming up next, I'll walk you through the 3-part core activation that reawakens your belly muscles from the inside out, and why one of them should be done while lying in bed before breakfast. You don't need to run, you don't need to lift weights, and you definitely don't need to suffer through crunches that leave your back sore and your motivation drained. This 5-minute daily reset is designed specifically for seniors. It's gentle, it's easy, and most importantly, it works by turning back on the muscles your body has quietly shut down over the years. These deep belly muscles, once reawakened, can reignite fat burn, improve digestion, and melt away the bloated, sagging feeling that so many seniors think is permanent. Let's start with the first movement, which you can do right from bed. Just lie down on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. Place your hands gently on your belly. Now take a slow breath in through your nose and let your belly rise like a balloon. As you exhale through pursed lips, gently pull your belly button toward your spine, almost like you're zipping up a snug jacket. Hold that gentle contraction for 5 seconds, then relax. Breathe in again, and repeat the process. Within a few repetitions, you'll feel a quiet tightness return to your midsection. That's your transverse abdominis, the deepest core muscle in your body, finally waking up again. The second move can be done seated in any firm chair. Sit tall with your feet flat on the floor and your back straight. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Now, without moving your shoulders or chest, softly squeeze your abdominal muscles inward, like you're bracing against a light poke. Hold that for 5 seconds, then let it go. You'll notice how it builds warmth deep inside. That small contraction is your body's internal engine turning back on. And with it, your metabolism starts shifting back into fat-burning mode. Finally, you'll want to move to a standing position. Stay near a wall or sturdy counter for balance if needed. Raise both arms overhead and take a full, deep breath. As you exhale, gently lean to one side and feel a light stretch along your ribs and waist. Pause there for a few seconds, then slowly return to the center. Repeat on the opposite side. This isn't just a stretch, it's a reset. These side reaches gently compress and release the fluid-filled lymph system, helping to reduce inflammation and clear trapped waste from your core. It also improves posture, which makes the belly appear flatter almost instantly. Here's the key to all of this. You're not sweating. You're not straining. You're restoring. These soft, intentional movements aren't burning calories, they're retraining your nervous system. They tell your body, we're moving again. It's safe to let go. And that's when belly fat finally starts to disappear. I've had patients in their 70s and 80s who tried everything before this: diets, walks, yoga, even supplements. But the belly remained. And within 3 weeks of doing this 5-minute routine daily, they saw changes they hadn't seen in years: tighter waistbands, better digestion, and a deep sense of inner strength returning. The best part? These movements help more than just your belly. They ease constipation, reduce back pain, improve balance, help with sleep, and even lift your mood. Because when your core is alive, everything in your body works better. Try them now, or before bed, or first thing tomorrow. You don't need a perfect schedule. You just need consistency. And once you begin, you'll want to know what could block your progress. Because even doing all the right things, some seniors hit a wall without realizing why. If you're doing everything right, eating clean, moving daily, drinking water, but that sagging belly still won't budge, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Most seniors make the same 3 mistakes without ever knowing it. These aren't willpower problems. They're hidden habits that quietly undo your hard work, and once you fix them, everything starts to shift. The first mistake? Skipping protein at breakfast. This one catches almost everyone. You start your day with toast, fruit, maybe oatmeal or juice. It feels healthy, light, and easy on the stomach. But here's the problem. Without protein, your body starts breaking down muscle for energy. And the older we get, the faster that breakdown happens. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It's what burns fat even when you're sitting still. If you skip protein in the morning, your body stays in storage mode. Fat clings to your belly. Your energy crashes by noon. And worst of all, your core muscles, the very ones we're trying to reactivate, never get the fuel they need to stay strong. Now imagine replacing that toast with an egg, or adding a scoop of Greek yogurt to your berries. Suddenly, your body gets the signal. Build muscle, burn fat, and stabilize blood sugar. And that's the key to flattening your belly at any age. The second silent mistake? Breathing too shallow. It sounds strange, but hear me out. Most seniors breathe from the chest, not the diaphragm. It's short, shallow, and rushed. And when your breath is shallow, your core muscles stay asleep. Your lymph fluid gets stuck. Your digestion slows. And your nervous system stays in low-grade stress. Your breath is the switch that turns your belly fat-burning system on or off. When you take deep, belly-filling breaths, especially during your 5-minute reset, you're not just calming your mind. You're pumping circulation through your gut. You're draining bloat. And you're lowering cortisol, the stress hormone that tells your body to hold on to fat. I once had a patient, Richard, age 73. He exercised daily and ate clean, but his belly remained stubborn. When I asked him about his breathing, he looked confused. We did a simple test. He couldn't fill his belly with air. His breath stopped at his chest. We retrained his breathing. 3 weeks later, his belly was flatter, and his digestion, sleep, and energy all improved. That's the power of breath. It's not optional. It's essential. The third mistake? Going to bed with a full belly. This one is subtle but devastating. You eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m., a little pasta, a small dessert, nothing crazy. You fall asleep full, and you wake up groggy, puffy, and bloated. Sound familiar? Sound. Here's why. At night, your body is supposed to detox. Your brain repairs. Your blood flows. But when digestion is still active, it robs your body of that repair time. Blood gets pulled to your stomach, not your brain. Inflammation rises. Insulin stays elevated. And belly fat gets locked in tighter. Even worse, nighttime digestion disrupts your deep sleep. And poor sleep spikes cortisol again, creating a vicious cycle of fat storage, fatigue, and metabolic slowdown. The fix? Finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Keep your last meal light, with protein and fiber, and let your body enter rest mode. You'll wake up feeling lighter, clearer, and flatter in your middle, sometimes overnight. When you correct these 3 habits, skipping protein, shallow breathing, and late-night eating, you unlock the full power of your 5-minute belly reset. Suddenly your body isn't working against you. It's working for you. Because weight loss after 60 is less about effort and more about alignment. Align your breath, align your meals, align your movement, and watch your body return to balance. When I first met Evelyn, she sat quietly in the exam room, hands folded in her lap, eyes tired. She was 74, widowed, retired school teacher. She'd always taken care of others, her students, her late husband, her grandkids, but somewhere along the way, she stopped taking care of herself. She wasn't overweight, but her belly was firm, distended, and uncomfortable. Her words, "I feel like I'm carrying a bowling ball I can't drop." She'd tried walking, cutting sugar, even skipping meals. Nothing helped. Her digestion was off. She woke up exhausted. Her pants fit tighter every month, even though her weight barely changed. She was frustrated, but more than that, she was ashamed. She told me, "I used to feel light. Now I feel heavy, even in my thoughts." What Evelyn was dealing with wasn't just belly fat. It was a slow shutdown of her inner engine. Years of shallow breathing, stress, irregular meals, and low movement had stalled her core system, the one responsible for blood flow, detox, fat burning, and mood. We started small. 5 minutes. That's all I asked of her. She began each morning with the belly press from her bed, breathing deeply, pulling her navel inward, waking up those quiet core muscles. Then, after brushing her teeth, she'd do the seated core squeeze while watching the morning news. By mid-morning, she added the standing side reach, using her kitchen counter for balance. 3 movements, 5 minutes, no sweat, no struggle. But the change? That was dramatic. Within 7 days, she noticed her stomach felt less tight. Her bloating eased. She felt hungrier at mealtimes, in a good way. By week 2, her posture improved. Her back stopped aching when she walked. By the end of the first month, Evelyn emailed me to say, "I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and stood taller on instinct. I looked alive again." She hadn't changed her diet drastically. She just added protein at breakfast, stopped eating after 7 p.m., and took 2 sips of water before every meal to improve hydration and digestion. By the 3rd month, her belly had softened, then slowly flattened. Her sleep deepened. Her bathroom habits normalized. But more than that, her energy was back. Her spark returned. Her daughter noticed first. "Mom, you sound like you again," she said. "And that's the part I want you to hear." Evelyn didn't transform because she pushed harder. She didn't suffer through workouts or count every calorie. She listened. She tuned in. And she gave her body what it needed most: breath, alignment, and consistency. Her journey is not rare. It's possible for anyone. Because the body, at any age, is always listening. And when you move it with care, it responds with grace. Up next, I'll walk you through what happens inside your body, hour by hour, after starting this daily belly reset, and the timeline of changes seniors should expect. Because yes, your body will change, but the most powerful shift? That happens from the inside out. The first question most seniors ask after starting this habit is, "How long until I see results?" And the answer is, sooner than you think. In the first 24 hours, your body begins to shift. Not on the scale, but in your circulation. Those deep belly movements send a wake-up call to your lymphatic system, flushing trapped fluid and gently boosting blood flow to the organs behind your belly. That's why many people feel a little lighter, even after just 1 day. By day 3, your digestion improves. Your gut motility, that natural wave-like movement that moves food through your system, starts to strengthen. You may notice less gas, less bloating, and a more regular rhythm in your bathroom habits. That's not coincidence. That's your core muscles coming back online and pushing things through as they're meant to. By the end of week 1, most people report a difference in how their clothes fit. Not always a drop in size, but a subtle softening of the belly. That firm, uncomfortable distension, it begins to loosen. Your body starts letting go, not just of fat, but of tension. Week 2 is when posture starts to shift. Your spine feels longer. You walk taller. You may find that your lower back doesn't ache as much, especially when standing or getting out of a chair. That's because your core is supporting you again, not leaving your joints to do all the work. And then something curious happens. By week 3, your cravings may change. When your breath is deep and your belly is active, stress hormones drop. And when cortisol falls, those intense sugar or comfort food cravings tend to fade. Instead, you feel more in control, more even, less reactive to food, fatigue, or stress. This is when the real transformation begins, not just in your belly, but in your behavior. By week 4, belly fat reduction becomes more visible, not just from fat loss, but from decreased inflammation, better digestion, and stronger internal muscles that keep your stomach supported rather than sagging forward. And even more important than what you see is what you feel, Seniors who stay consistent report more energy throughout the day, better balance, fewer bathroom issues, and a sense of confidence that sneaks back in like a sunrise, soft at first, then undeniable. This is not a magic pill, and it's not meant to be. It's a biological reset, built for aging bodies, led by breath, and powered by consistency. Remember Evelyn from before? Her belly didn't change because she worked harder. It changed because she stopped ignoring what her body had been begging for: restoration, rhythm, and respect. Most fitness routines ask seniors to move faster, push harder, or eat less. This habit does the opposite. It invites your body to realign. And when you realign, everything flows better. Blood, digestion, hormones, even emotions. So if you're wondering when the results come, the answer is simple: the moment you begin. Because the very first day you show up for yourself, even for 5 quiet minutes, you send a signal that things are changing. And your body listens. Coming up next, I'll reveal why this one daily habit could also reduce your stroke risk, lower blood pressure, and improve memory, and the overlooked connection between belly fat and brain fog. Most people think of belly fat as just a cosmetic issue, something that makes clothes tighter, something that sags over time. But in seniors, belly fat is much more than extra weight. It's a neurological threat. The truth is, the belly and the brain are deeply connected, and when the belly grows, the brain begins to suffer. Here's how it works. That soft tissue in your midsection? It's not passive. It's active, releasing inflammatory signals all day long. Those signals travel through your bloodstream, reach your brain, and quietly start to break down the very structures that protect memory, speech, and coordination. It's not an instant breakdown. It's a slow erosion. That's why seniors with larger waistlines have been shown in countless studies to have a higher risk of cognitive decline, vascular dementia, and stroke. Because the fat around the organs doesn't just clog arteries, it poisons circulation, it thickens blood, it increases clot risk, and it makes the brain work harder for every drop of oxygen it gets. I once had a patient named Alan, 69 years old, bright, witty, former jazz musician. He came in complaining of brain fog and balance issues. He wasn't overweight by much, but his waist had crept up steadily over the years. He'd call it his old man belly. But when we scanned his brain, we found signs of early microvascular damage, tiny strokes caused by slow blood flow. Alan was stunned. "I thought this was just about how I looked," he said. "I had no idea it was doing this to my mind." That's what so many seniors don't hear. Belly fat isn't just stubborn, it's inflammatory. And inflammation in the belly becomes inflammation in the brain. It leads to foggy thinking, poor sleep, memory glitches, and eventually, for some, irreversible damage. But here's the good news. When you start shrinking belly fat, even by an inch, something remarkable happens in your brain. Inflammatory markers drop, blood flow improves, the delicate vessels in your brain, the ones that feed your hippocampus, your language center, your emotional regulation, begin to recover. Cognitive function stabilizes, and for many, mental clarity returns. The 5-minute reset isn't just a belly flattening routine. It's a brain protection protocol. Every deep breath sends oxygen-rich blood upward. Every core contraction improves circulation to the head. And every improvement in posture takes pressure off the spinal nerves that communicate directly with the brain. It's all connected. And this is especially important for seniors who've noticed small changes: names slipping, focus fading, trouble recalling why they walked into a room. These aren't just senior moments. Sometimes they're warning signs, and flattening the belly might be the first step toward turning that around. Because when you restore function in the center of the body, the benefits ripple outward, to your legs, your balance, your heart, and yes, your brain. You're not just flattening a stomach. You're regaining control over your energy, your thoughts, your independence. And if that sounds dramatic, it's because it is. I've seen it happen. I've seen patients return to painting, to playing piano, to remembering birthdays, simply because they chose to restore flow where it was once stuck. So the next time you catch a glimpse of your belly and feel frustrated, I want you to remember this. That belly is more than just fat. It's information. It's telling you something is off, but it's also telling you that it can change. And now, you know how to begin. If you've made it this far, you already know the truth most people never hear. You know that belly fat after 60 isn't just about calories or exercise. You know it's tied to breath, blood flow, posture, hormones, sleep, and silence. Because the real damage happens when no one's paying attention, and so does the healing. But here's what matters most. The clock hasn't run out on you. Your body isn't finished responding. Your muscles aren't done waking up. And your brain? It's not done remembering who you really are. That 5-minute habit, the one that activates your core, resets your rhythm, and reclaims your strength, can be the quiet revolution your body has been waiting for. You don't need to start perfect. You just need to start. Because once you begin, everything begins. That moment when you sit up taller without thinking. When your pants slide on easier. When you notice you slept through the night without waking up. When your belly feels softer, lighter, like it's not dragging you down anymore. That moment you look in the mirror and see more than skin. You see vitality, you see dignity, you see your old self, and something even better. And maybe most of all, you realize you don't feel invisible anymore. You feel capable. So here's your challenge. Try it tonight. Just 5 minutes. That's it. Do it lying in bed, or sitting in your favorite chair, or standing by your kitchen counter before dinner. Breathe deeper. Move smarter. Let your body remember. Because 5 minutes today could be the first step toward a flatter belly, a sharper mind, and a life that finally feels light again. And the next video? It will show you the real reason your belly bloats again after meals, even healthy ones, and how to fix it for good.